Guys, if you do not believe that Niantic listens to their community at this point, then I don't know what to tell you. In a slew of upcoming updates and features, Niantic is finally giving us all of the quality of life improvements that we've been dying to get in Pokemon Go. They are proving to us that they have their ears to the ground and they are listening to the needs and the wants of the community, whether it's big things like PvP changes or small things like being able to transfer all of our event Pokemon at once. My goodness, it looks like Niantic is listening to the community and they're finally making big moves to improve the game as a whole. I'm going to be talking about all of that in this video. Let's jump right into it. How's it hanging, everyone? It's me, it's Count, here with a brand new Pokemon Go video. Today I'm going to be talking about all of the new updates that are coming to Pokemon Go. A lot of this stuff is small little changes that the player base has been dying to get for the longest time. So I'm really excited about this stuff and you should be as well. It's just a lot of quality of life improvements and that's something that we've been desperately needing in Pokemon Go for a long time. And I have to give credit where credit is due. Niantic is doing a phenomenal job through this season of quarantine. They're doing a lot of work trying to make sure the game is still playable from home, and with some of the upcoming events it looks like they're doubling down on that, and I'm going to talk about that as well. But real quick, if it's your first time here to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and don't forget that little bell as well so you stay up to date on whenever I upload videos. And I want to give a quick shout out to my patrons on Patreon. You make this channel possible. If you want to support this channel, then I highly suggest you go and check out the links in the description below. Alright, so with all that out of the way, let's talk about the upcoming quality of life improvements to Pokemon Go. I think there's a couple that I really want to highlight here, and it's stuff that I've personally been waiting for, and I know a lot of people have been waiting for them as well. First and foremost, we're finally going to be able to transfer en masse a lot of these event Pokemon. For one reason or another, Niantic has prevented us from being able to mass transfer a lot of these Hat Pikachus and Flower Crown Eevees and Flower Crown Banaries and all of these different event Pokemon. And I can understand why they would do that, but at the same time, it's gotten to a point where we don't necessarily have to worry if we accidentally transfer these Pokemon because quite honestly, a lot of these Pokemon are now in their 4th appearance like Flower Crown Eevees, so there really is no need to worry whether or not we accidentally transfer them because they will eventually return. I think a lot of players are much smarter than Niantic initially thought they were. If there is a Flower Crown Eevee that they want to keep, for example, they will likely insta-favorite it and they're not going to accidentally transfer it. Sure, the case here and there will happen where you will accidentally transfer something that's very special, but Niantic has kind of overstepped in the past when it came to these sort of things. But they're finally scaling back, they're finally listening to the community, and they're going to allow us to mass transfer these event Pokemon. This is such a welcome change because for the longest time, a lot of us have been grinding out these event Pokemon, hoping for a shiny, and unfortunately, we are not able to mass transfer them, so we're wasting a whole bunch of time just individually transferring these Pokemon. So I'm really glad that Niantic is doing this, and I'm really glad that they're listening to the community. Now, the other thing that Niantic is bringing to Pokemon Go, that's something that players have been wanting for a long time, is the capability to mass level up your Pokemon without having to do it individually. So what do I mean by this? Well, let's say you have a level 25 100% Pokemon and you want to max it out to level 40, but you have to sit there and individually hit that power up button repeatedly until it gets to level 40. Well, in the next coming updates, you will be able to set it to a maximum level that you want to power it up to, and you only have to click one button and you will expend all of those resources rather than having to hit the power up button repeatedly. For crying out loud, PokeAK has made like 3 videos regarding this, and it's something that a lot of people have been asking Niantic for. It's just a huge time sink that's unnecessary in the game, but it's definitely something that that's relevant. It's something that players do on a constant basis. Max Out Mondays is very popular right now, and a lot of people are adopting my philosophy that Stardust is for spending, especially nowadays when it comes to PvP. So this is a huge welcome change, and I really hope that players do appreciate the fact that this is something that has come directly from players. Niantic is implementing this because the community has been constantly crying out for it. Now, the third quality of life change that I want to highlight in this video is the fact that we can now stack our special items. What I'm talking about here is with incense, with lucky eggs, and star pieces, we can now stack them. This has been something that players have been wanting for so many years now, mainly because of community days. The fact that we have to micromanage these items during community days and special events always made the game a bit tedious. And for the perfectionists like me, we want to utilize the most out of these items during these sort of events, and it's really difficult because we're constantly timing ourselves and making sure we hit these items on the dot, on the minute, and unfortunately sometimes we miss that and it ends up being a point of frustration. But now we are able to stack these items. So what do I mean? Well, incense right now lasts for an hour, and if you use 3 incenses, you will get 3 hours worth of incense rather than having to click an incense every hour. When it comes to community days, when it comes to special events like Safari Zone and Go Fest, a lot of us are using these items to grind out to the most that we can. So the fact that they're bringing this in while we're all stuck at home, it's a really welcome change, and I'm really glad that they're doing this. Now, speaking of being stuck at home, it looks like they're bringing back the Abra Community Day, and I'm sure you've heard about it by now. There's going to be a special Incense Day as well. They're creating a lot of cool new things because of this event. I like the fact that they're being dynamic. There's a lot of games out there that are just continuing to do the same things over and over and disregarding the big pandemic that's going on right now. But Niantic is fully aware that their game is all about community. It's all about going outside and playing, so they are adapting, and I have to give credit where credit is due, and I think all of us should as well. Niantic is doing a phenomenal job responding to this pandemic. In fact, I don't think it's a big surprise that their revenue shot up during this pandemic, even though they had a huge ban wave, even though this pandemic is preventing players from going out and raiding and playing the game. People are still spending money and supporting Niantic, and it's because they're designing their game to still be supported in spite of you not being able to go out and play. And we're starting to see that with some of the upcoming events. With the Abra Community Day, they're extending it to a 6-hour event, and they're giving you a whole bunch of bonuses and a whole bunch of uses with your incense, so you're able to do it from home. I'm really happy that Niantic is doing a lot to make sure players are safe, that they're still enjoying the game, and they're still getting rewarded for participating in these events. Not a whole lot of game studios are doing that right now. What they're thinking is trying to rush out releases so that they can make a quick buck from all the people that are stuck at home. But Niantic is not doing that. They're changing up the systems, they're changing up the game in order to adapt and make the game playable from home. And it actually shows that they care about the community, and it's something that goes unsaid, but I really think Niantic does deserve a lot of credit here. And I think the big problem is that a lot of players are completely jaded from how Niantic used to be. Of course, everything that's going on right now is not how it's always been. So there is that stigma that has always been attached to Niantic that they don't care about the community. But you have to understand that the culture has completely shifted at Niantic. For the last 2 Go Fests, I was able to talk to different people from Niantic, and you could definitely tell that they do care about the community and they do care about player feedback, and they always have their ears to the ground. I think it was really special that Liz from Niantic would always talk to us players. They're talking to the content creators, they're talking to the players on the streets, and they're trying to get all of the information that indicates what's working and what's not working for the player experience. They're constantly thinking about how to improve the game for us. That's actually extremely rare, and that's coming from someone who used to be a part of the game industry. It's really rare that we see a company completely shift their game design for the sake of what their players want. Maybe the reason why they didn't have these items like Lucky Eggs and Incense Stack before is because it went against their core game philosophy beforehand, but they're switching that up because players are calling out for it. The fact that they're putting the needs of the players and the wants of the players ahead of what they think people should want and what people should need is really special, and it's something we really need to highlight and give credit where credit is due. But in any case, I would love to know your thoughts regarding all of this cool stuff that's coming to Pokemon Go. I know you've heard a lot of this information already. This is not necessarily a news video, but it's something that I wanted to talk about that I really think Niantic deserves a lot more credit that they're being given, and that people are not recognizing how much they are listening to the community. That is the whole point of this video. But I would love to know your thoughts, because like I said, Niantic still has that stigma from how they used to be. So some people are still really jaded, and I love to have conversations and discussions regarding Niantic's ability to listen to the community. And of course, there is a part of the Pokemon Go community that feel like their voices are not heard by Niantic, and those are the spoofers. I would love to know your thoughts as well when it comes to all of this, because obviously a lot of these quality of life improvements will benefit you as well, but you know, you guys have had the worst history with Niantic, right? So let me know your thoughts down below and let's have a great discussion. I'm Count Jinsula, and I'll catch you all later. How's it hanging, everyone? Before I end this video, I want to give a quick plug to my Patreon page. If you want to support this channel, I highly suggest you go and check out the link in the description below. Every little bit helps when it comes to these YouTube videos. So if you want to support this channel, if you love the content that I'm producing and you want to contribute, definitely go and check it out. I have a lot of nice perks, like if you want to be on my permanent friends list, or if you want to get exclusive content or participate in exclusive content that's coming soon, definitely go and check it out. And to all of my patrons, I thank you for supporting my channel. I really hope you enjoyed this video, everyone, and if you did, don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well as that little bell so you stay up to date on whenever I upload videos. Follow me on social media at Count Jinsula. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And yeah, have a great day. I'll catch you all later.